Today we'll be installing these 3 Eero Mesh Wi-Fi router version 6 Plus. In earlier videos, I much prefer Wi-Fi mesh routers with Ethernet backhaul. With Ethernet backhaul, you get this extra slot that connects straight to your router. So even if your router is on the first floor, you can still have the original speed all the way up on the 3rd floor, 4th floor, 10th floor even. In case you want to have a desktop, for instance, on the 4th floor also connected, you can always connect the desktop directly to this, or you can add a switch, a port switch connected to this port, and then now you have a total of 8 ports on the 4th floor easily. In the middle, it's powered by USB-C. Underneath, there's a reset button. In case this thing ever go crazy, then you can always reset it to factory default. So let's get started, shall we? First, you need to download the Eero app. Go ahead and download it, install it, open it, and then sign in. If you don't have an account already, go ahead and click to New to Eero and then sign up. You can use your existing Amazon account to connect to your Eero, or you can continue with an empty email phone number. Before setting up, make sure that your phone has access to the internet. I know it sounds stupid, but while you're installing this Eero, obviously you don't have internet at home, so be sure that your phone has internet via its mobile network, such as Verizon, T-Mobile, whatever. Just be sure that the phone has internet access. These are obvious pointers. First, you need the Eero device. I already have 3 in place and ready. The Ethernet core, there's only one that was included. The power core, there's 3 of them for the 3 Eero, and a modem. You need a modem that already has access to the internet. Click Start Setup to continue. Unplug your old modem and router. First, we'll be using the Eero as the router itself, so be sure to unplug your router as well. We're not going to need it for now. Next, connect the Ethernet jack that was included from your Eero straight into your existing modem. Don't plug it in yet. Don't plug anything in yet. For the Eero, you can use whichever port you want. There's 2 of them in the back. Use anything. It doesn't really matter. Now, you can plug your Eero into the outlet first, and then your modem, plug it in next. Eero wants to know your location. You have to allow this one. So be sure to turn on your GPS and allow the Eero app to have access to your location. You don't have an option. It's going to find an Eero device, hopefully. If it doesn't, make sure that your phone has access to the internet itself, not to the Eero device or any other home network. As I mentioned earlier, it's going to try to configure Eero to the internet itself. This is what you would see if your phone don't have internet access. And I learned this the hard way, as I mentioned earlier before. Let's try one more time with the Eero having internet access on your phone via Verizon or T-Mobile or whatever. Once it's added in, you can name it whatever you want. I'm going to name it dining room because that's where it is right now. If you want to add additional Eero devices, such as the one on the 2nd or the 3rd floor, go ahead and click on Add in the upper right hand corner and then go down to Add Device. Click on Add Eero Device. If it has Ethernet backhaul, meaning suppose the modem is right here and you just added the Eero in the dining room as before. If it has an Ethernet cord going up straight to the 2nd floor, that is the best ideal solution. If it doesn't, you can still continue and then hit on next. You can see that I was able to add the 2nd floor bedroom successfully. Now I can add another Eero device up on another floor. If you don't want to add anything for now, just click on Finish Setup and then you're done. Here you can see that I have all 3 Eero devices up and running. I have the dining room, the bedroom, and the kids' room. Because I don't have Ethernet going straight to my 2nd floor or the 3rd floor, this is what I'm actually using, by the way. This is an old cable TV hookup from Comcast. So we're on the 2nd floor right now, and this jack is feeding off the internet from the 1st floor that goes straight into the Eero switch, the first Eero that we install. Tracing this wire, you can see that I'm feeding it into this adapter. This is called a MoCA adapter, M-O-C-A. Basically, it converts Ethernet traffic from Ethernet jack into Coax. This Coax feeds into this adapter that feeds out many more Coax. So one input of internet going out multiple inputs to multiple rooms. And here's one of the room right here that goes into this number 7. All of the other numbers are Coax going into other rooms that have Coax connection as well. For this connection right here, it's just a power adapter, and this goes into the power outlet to power up this whole Coax setup. So let's do a really quick overview once more again. This is getting internet from the Eero on the first floor, going into this Eero via this cable right here. Another cable from the Eero goes into this Mocha adapter. Now that we have this adapter going in with Coax internet, it's outputting that internet through multiple Coax out to share the internet with the other rooms via Coax. Here you can see that it's going to number 7 into another room. Let's go to the other room with number 7. Now that we are in another room, number 7 is feeding into this Mocha adapter. Now this adapter outputs internet from the Coax out into Cat5, Cat6, and into this Eero. Now this Eero device have super fast internet as if it's directly connected to the dining room Eero. Obviously we'll need power to power it up, so this is the USB-C cable going into the wall outlet. Now that you have your Eero network up and running, it's possible that Eero will give you some funky IP addresses for your devices. If you don't like those, go into the settings tab and change it immediately. So first go into settings, network settings, DHCP and NAT. Click on manual IP. The IP address prefix will be 192.168.0.0. The subnet IP will be 192.168.1.0. Subnet will be the same. It's 255.255.255.0. Starting IP will be 192.168.1.0. Ending IP will be a .1.254. It's going to reboot, so go ahead and reboot. It's possible that some of your devices will not connect, so go ahead and go into the settings tab, troubleshooting. My devices won't connect. My device is 2.4 gigahertz only. And then hit the temporary pause 5 gigahertz. For whatever reason, Eero refuses to give you a separate name for 5 gigahertz. Therefore, if your devices can't tell the difference between the 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz because they are the same name, following this method will pause the 5 gigahertz only, so your 2.4 gigahertz device will jump onto the Eero 2.4 gigahertz, and then you can resume the 5 gigahertz on your Eero. Everything is configured through the Eero app and it's very frustrating. If you want a static IP address, you have to follow this method, okay? Go into the settings tab. Click on reservation and port forwarding. Here are all my devices that have static IP address. Go down to add reservation. Find the device that you want to have an assigned IP address and then click on it. Now you can rename it as well as assign it the static IP address that you want. Because this whole method of controlling the Eero router is very limited, I eventually put the Eero device back onto bridge mode. So in order to do that, go ahead and click on settings, network settings, DHCP and NAT, and then choose bridge mode. This is how I set up the Eero as my bridge mode. Underneath this panel, there's the Verizon modem. The Verizon modem feeds into this WAN port. It's usually on its own by itself, away from the other ports in the Netgear. Once it feeds internet into this whole Netgear router, on the other side, there's 4 separate ports in the back of the Netgear. Use one of that port and feed that into the Eero. Well, right now, you're seeing an old configuration of mine. This is a TP Deco X20. And it was replaced with the Eero, and I didn't have a chance to take the photo. But from one of these ports that has internet now, feed that line into the Eero. And that's it. Now you have the perfect Wi-Fi mesh network in your house to have every room, including the most important room of all, the bathroom. You get the power of the Netgear as the router itself. The Netgear allows you to do funky stuff like VPN. It has the USB ports on the Netgear to share the printer. Now you have a network printer. The USB port can be connected to an external hard drive. Now all your files, such as videos and movies, photos, can be shared on the whole network. In conclusion, I really love this Eero Mesh Wi-Fi network. There are some drawbacks, as you've seen before. One of the quirks about Eero is that it does not allow you to assign Wi-Fi channel. Yep, it's really scary how they try to automate the whole thing. One time my Eero rebooted and it automatically chose a really lousy Wi-Fi channel that interferes with the neighbors. But when I forced it to reboot again, it chose another Wi-Fi channel that's much better. So hopefully you don't find these issues annoying about Eero, but as you've seen, I show you various ways on how to overcome it. Oh yeah, this thing has Zigbee built in as well, but I really don't want Amazon to spy on my home networks and stuff like that via smart devices. For Zigbee, I use my own Home Assistant integration that you've probably seen me mention multiple times. Alright, hopefully this video helps you with setting up your Eero and now you have no more dead spots in the house. I really appreciate you guys subscribing to my channel and thanks for watching.